Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're asking something pretty fundamental, I think. Is spending, years and a lot of money on traditional degrees, like law or medicine, is that becoming a losing bet? Especially with AI advancing so fast. We're going to dive deep into this really challenging idea and what it means for learning, for careers going forward. And the person really sparking this conversation for us today is Jad Tarifi. He's a former Google executive, and importantly, he founded Google's very first generative AI team.
Right, and that's key, isn't it? Generative AI is the kind that gives him a unique perspective on its capabilities.
Exactly. So his warning carries, well, a lot of weight. He's basically saying, look, by the time you finish that long law or medical degree, AI might have moved so far ahead that the qualification itself doesn't hold the same value it used to.
A pretty stark warning.
It really is. And it's not just him thinking this, it's being picked up everywhere. Business Insider, Data Lounge, Yahoo, it struck a chord.
And the core reasoning behind Tarifi's claim, it's fundamentally about pace. He argues AI evolution is just flat out outpacing traditional education.
It's the speed mismatch.
Precisely. Think about it. AI is getting good at cognitive skills, complex stuff like pattern recognition, synthesizing information, even problem solving. Skills that, used to take humans years of intense training.
Right.
So the idea is, after years in school, the actual value of just knowing stuff, or even basic analysis, that might be significantly less valuable because AI can do it.
It really puts the shelf life of knowledge into question, doesn't it?
It does. And interestingly, Tarifi himself, he has a PhD in AI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But he argues that even that level of specialized training might not give you the long-term edge anymore, simply because the field is changing under your feet.
That really does make you second-guess the traditional path. But I mean, surely there's a base level of knowledge you still need, something AI can't just replace.
Well, that's a good point. I don't think Tarifi is saying knowledge itself is useless. It seems more about the process, the long static credentialing process being out of sync.
Okay.
He seems to be pointing towards a future where the human edge isn't the information itself, because AI will have that, but maybe how we use it, how we connect it uniquely.
Okay, so if the old way is becoming obsolete, what's the new approach? What should people focus on? Tarifi actually has some surprising ideas here. He talks about higher education, as we know it, becoming obsolete.
Which is a huge statement.
It is, and he says success now depends on, let me get this right, cultivating unique perspectives, agency, emotional awareness, and strong human bonds.
Interesting. So less about the diploma, more about being human?
Kind of, yeah. Unique perspectives like thinking differently, challenging norms, making connections AI wouldn't. And agency, that's about acting independently, making judgments even when AI gives you a recommendation.
So critical thinking layered on top of AI.
Exactly. He advises young people, focus less on the paper credentials, focus more on deep interpersonal skills, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, authentic connections. The Times of India picked up on this perspective too. It really challenges what we think makes someone qualified.
And, Tarifi isn't a lone voice in the tech wilderness saying this.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg, for example, he's also questioned if traditional college really prepares people for modern jobs.
Right, especially with the student debt issue he often brings up.
Exactly. And then you have Sam Altman from OpenAI. His statement about GPT-5 was, well, quite something.
What does he say again?
He said, GPT-5 really feels like talking to a PhD-level expert in any topic.
Wow. Okay, that's significant.
It is. It's not just about finding information anymore. It suggests AI could replicate high-level reasoning, synthesis, the very things PhDs are meant to demonstrate.
It makes you wonder what expertise even means then. Okay, focusing on human skills makes intuitive sense. But wait, if we're building all this complex AI, don't we need more deep technical skill, not less, to actually manage these systems?
Oh, absolutely. It's not like technical skills become irrelevant. Not at all.
Yeah.
But maybe it's about a different kind of technical skill.
How so?
Less about competing with AI on, say, raw computation or data sifting, and more about complementing it. Asking the right questions in the first place, critically interpreting the AI's output, understanding the ethics of deploying it.
So strategic application, critical evaluation.
Yeah.
Not just coding or data recall.
Exactly. It's a shift in emphasis.
And we're actually seeing this play out, right? This isn't just theory. You mentioned the AI PhD graduates.
Yeah.
That statistic is pretty staggering. In 2023, 70% went into the private sector.
70%, yeah. Compared to just 20% 2 decades ago.
That's a massive shift. It screams that the perceived value and opportunity have moved out of academia, at least for these top AI minds.
It certainly suggests where the momentum is.
And what about attracting talent? I remember reading something about that.
Right. Henry Hoffman, he's the chair of computer science at the University of Chicago. He's observed how companies like ByteDance are offering huge salaries, like high six-figure offers.
Wow.
And that's pulling top students away from traditional academic careers like becoming professors.
So the money and the cutting edge work are increasingly in industry, drawing talent away from universities.
It really underscores where the action is perceived to be right now. So the bottom line here, for you listening, is that educational timelines seem to be struggling, really struggling, to keep up with AI. Those traditional credentials, on their own, might not give you the career value you expect anymore, especially in fast-moving fields. It means those uniquely human skills, empathy, critical thinking, the unique perspectives and agency, Tarifi I mentioned, they're becoming way more important, and also maybe deep niche expertise, like AI applied specifically to biology or to material science. That combination of human insight in a domain with AI capability might be more valuable than a general degree.
Okay, so let's recap. We've basically discussed this major potential shift. Long-form traditional degrees, especially the really prestigious ones, might be losing their edge because AI is growing so incredibly fast.
Right.
And the new premium seems to be on things AI can't easily replicate our human qualities. Empathy, self-awareness, critical thought, unique insights.
Which leaves us and you with a pretty big question to ponder. In a world where AI can sound like a PhD, and maybe your degree doesn't guarantee what it used to, how do you adapt? How will you change your approach to learning, to skills, to your career? What will you cultivate in yourself that's truly irreplaceable? What unique insights? What human connections will you build to really thrive?